I'm going to get my revenge and beat Beckham Robinson. Next segment. Give me B-Rob.
Yeah.
B-Rob. Sit down and let's have a segment.
Welcome back to the Fierce Spirit Podcast. I'm the host of these no introduction. We're coming out here with a banger of an episode. We got some hang zone going on. You know, some Wade versus Will.
Well, actually, no.
Oh, no.
Wade versus Wyatt.
Wade versus Wyatt.
We got
Sorry,
Wyatt
I read
coming
that
in here.
wrong.
Yeah.
I need to get my eyes checked.
And Wyatt's going to be prepared. There's no doubt about that.
Do we think Wade's going to be prepared?
Wade took 2 days off. He better done something.
Yeah.
He better
be ready to go.
he better search Yahoo Sports far and wide for some information. Else he ain't gonna do nothing.
Carter?
Oh my God.
Welcome, man. Welcome to the intro, dude.
Filling in for...
You've been on here once
Yeah,
before, right?
I've been on here a couple times,
Just
yeah.
double checking.
I think
Yeah.
you were on here like for like an outro last
Yeah, I was on an outro last year.
That's right.
We're filling in the Camden role today.
How's it feel to be sitting down right here? Just
Next to greatness.
On that comfy couch. Next to greatness, too.
Yeah.
I was going to say how's that couch feel, but Sean is pretty great.
Yeah,
they
he
next
is.
to greatness.
It doesn't get you sick, man.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Buddy, on this Friday morning when, Sean's tired and sick and Evan G's over there just trying to fight through it today, trying to get to the weekend. I'm going to quiz y'all with a little riddle. Here we go. The more of this there is, the less you see. The more of this there is, the less you see.
Darkness.
Wow, right off the bat, Evan Guerra. Darkness is the answer.
Evan Guerra.
To the riddle.
It might
Round
be
of applause
Friday,
for
but
Evan
I'm
Guerra.
locked in, baby.
Very good. Look, I did chat GPT this on my computer, just so we're being technically clear. I was not on my phone during school, during 8:30 through 4. And I said, hey, let me get a riddle. And popped up with a really hard one. I was like, I don't really want to do that one. And I figured this one was
should have a really hard one,
I
too.
should have. You know what? Maybe we'll come back if the viewers like the riddle. Then we'll come back to it. But you know what, Evan? Very good, dude. That was very impressive. Did not think y'all were gonna get that one. I think enough small talk. I think it's time to get down to the nitty gritty, and it's time to get the two fellas up here, and then they're gonna talk and they're gonna debate. And I think that's what we all want to see. So we're gonna get Wade, and we're gonna get Wyatt, and we're gonna get Will up here, and we're gonna get it going. And we'll see you right after this.
Hello and welcome to the most anticipated segment that we've all been waiting for. We have Wade, we have Wyatt, and they're going to talk about sports. Me and Dave, we've thought of 5 good questions, just college football, NFL football, a little bit of NBA since that's about to start up. And, we're just going to have them go at it. Now let's just get into the first question. So, like I said, college football, it started. We're going into week 4 this next weekend. Got some big
There's
matchups.
some good freaking games on, dude.
But some controversy. Quinn Ewers went down with an injury last week, and Arch Manning played a heck of a game. I mean, he came out, he was running the ball, he was passing the ball, he was doing pretty much everything. Evan Guerra loves it. Horns down. But who do y'all think should be the remaining starter for the rest of the season? Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning?
Who do you want to go first?
Wade, you can go first. We'll give you about a minute and a half.
I'm going to go with Quinn Ewers. I mean, Arch Manning really hasn't proved himself. I mean, Quinn Ewers let him do a natty last year, and Arch Manning just played one.
Correction.
Yeah, but he's from Southlake.
Correction.
Quinn Ewers from Southlake.
Texas did not go to the Natty last year. They lost to Washington in the college football playoffs.
That's right. They still made it to the college football playoffs. And Arch Manning really hasn't proved himself, and Quinn Ewers is up for Heisman, so I wouldn't take down a Heisman starter.
So is Arch Manning after that last performance.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Have you
No,
not
he's
seen
not.
the ESPN reports? He's in a top 10.
Quinn
he's in top
Ewers
10
is
odds
going to
right
win
now.
Heisman this year, and if I was Sark, I would stay with the Heisman candidate at quarterback. I just would.
But here's my opinion. So Quinn Ewers is going to sit out this game. They've already made the announcement that Arch Manning will play at UL Monroe this Saturday.
When Quinn Ewers,
Let him
when
talk,
he's
Wade.
done with injury, you know dang well Sark is going to put him at QB1.
And you're right.
And it's not even close.
Quinn Ewers will be back in the starting position.
Will be back in the starting position.
But
And he will win Heisman.
here's my thing.
And he will lead Texas to a national championship this year.
Give him a chance to respond. Okay.
Arch Manning, Texas has made the announcement
And
that
Arch Manning,
Wait,
hold on.
wait, no.
If
no,
Arch
Wade, I'm
Manning,
gonna have to cut you off there.
if Arch Manning was QB1, they would not go anywhere this year.
No, but hear me out. Texas has made it official that Arch Manning will start this Saturday, UL Monroe. And their next game is against Mississippi State, which is not an easy game.
Hold on.
But if you want by the Red River Showdown, which is I believe October 15th here in Dallas, I think you give Arch Manning a shot against Mississippi State. You give him two games, and if you want your quarterback to be fully recovered, you want him on the biggest games,
Hold
on
on.
the biggest stages.
You know Quinn Ewers is going to show up in big games. You don't know if Arch Manning will because Arch Manning is a little hesitant still, and he's still really young.
And I can see
but
that.
You know Quinn Ewers is a veteran, and you know he's going to show up every time.
Yeah, but
you know he is.
And I know
And
Arch
he went
Manning.
to Southlake, and Southlake is a really good high school football team that we hate.
You said that on the
we
segment.
hate.
Say there.
You're wrong.
Wade.
You said that on the
Southlake
segment.
saying this
really developed him into be a really good D1 quarterback. That's why he's really good at UT, because Southlake developed Quinn Ewers to be really good in college football. That's a
Ewers-
part of a reason that he is up for Heisman is because of Southlake's football coaching staff.
I'm not
That
arguing
is a
that.
point.
I'm arguing that Quinn Ewers is going to sit out these next, not one, but 2 games. Because if you want your star quarterback to be healthy and ready to go, because after Mississippi State, they have a tough schedule. They have Oklahoma in a neutral site, and then I think Georgia is in Austin, right? I think Georgia
is, correct.
Georgia is in Austin. So that's back-to-back games where you have a somewhat of a soft schedule to really good teams. And I believe Oklahoma plays Tennessee this weekend.
They do?
So their ranking will probably go down because I do
How-
think they'll lose this
How
weekend.
do we really know that Arch Manning is good? I mean,
We're gonna see in these next 2
UTSA,
games.
Really?
We're gonna do.
They
We're
put
gonna see that
a
in these next 2
UTSA
games.
squad. Let's see him play against Mississippi State or Georgia
Let's see
or
it.
UT.
Let's see it. Well,
He might have a couple picks in there. I bet you he will.
every quarterback's gonna have picks, Wade.
Not Quinn
Arch-
Ewers.
Quinn Ewers already has a pick.
I know,
Look at the
but
stats right now.
he's a veteran, and I feel more comfortable with him.
I know Quinn Ewers has about 691 yards so far this season.
Everybody's gonna beat
And-
UL Monroe pretty much, unless it's like a Citadel team.
The offense has been productive this year, but if you watch all 3 Texas highlights, that defense has been stacked. Like, they shut out Colorado State. They only let Michigan score to what was that 17 points in that last quarter. They scored a touchdown because they had their second strings in, and then you saw against UTSA, University of San Antonio, 7 points throughout the entire game with their second strings. So
Are we talking about defense here, or are we talking about who's
I'm
better,
saying
Quinn Ewers
that
or Arch
it
Manning?
doesn't matter
I
who your
agree.
quarterback is. Quinn Ewers should be the starter, but if you look why Texas is winning so much, a lot of that is because of the defense.
I think that was a really good first topic. I think y'all both had some great points, but we will move on to the second topic in this debate. Dave, take it away.
Yeah, so we're going to transition from football to the NBA. NBA season's beginning. Preseason is in the beginning of October, so we're pretty close to it. Last season was pretty interesting and pretty entertaining. We saw a lot of teams do the impossible. We saw a lot of teams do quite the opposite. But who do you guys think is taking it all the way to the end? Who has a chance at winning the title?
I think.
I'll go first. Joe.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, Wade will go
I'm gonna
first.
go with the Mavs.
Homer.
I know it's a little homer pick,
He's going to
but
Luka- he's
Mark
wearing the Luka
Cuban
shirt
and I
today.
think the exact same. Klay Thompson is the guy, man. He's the guy. If he can just knock down threes this year, because we know where defense is going to be good.
That
And
defense
we
was
got a
rocky
really
last
good
year in the
coach.
finals. That defense
And
was
you know
not
what
good in the
Jason
finals.
Tatum said?
What?
It's going to be a rematch, Celtics versus Mavs, and I agree with Jason Tatum.
And you know what? I agree with you. Well, I do think the Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics will be back. I think it could be the new Cavaliers, Golden State Warriors, honestly,
Wow, really?
because that matchup, yes, it
And
was
also,
good.
the Mavs have one of the best coaching staffs, I think.
Steve Kerr, right?
Jason Kidd.
Jason
Steve
Kidd.
Kerr. Steve Kerr's the
Yeah.
Warrior.
And
Warriors.
Jason Kidd is a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He used to play on the Mavs. He's a great coach.
I just think so. The Dallas Mavericks, and we're agreeing that it's going to be Celtics Mavs next season. And I do think the Mavericks did get better this offseason, adding Klay Thompson and
Dinwiddie.
But I was listening to 105.3 The Fan last night, the Dallas sports radio station, and the one thing I'm concerned about Luka, and I'll talk about in this next question that we have, Luka is a big complainer. If you watch that Minnesota
agree.
Timberwolves Western Conference, he wasn't even playing defense. He was too busy talking to the refs.
The thing is, I don't even care that he's a whiner because we have the #1 player in the world on our team.
yeah, but if
that
you can't play
be
defense, then he's
stopped.
not number one. You can be number one offensive player, but you can't. You have to have that defense.
Who
aspect
cares?
too.
I'm taking that risk all day.
Who cares? Defense wins championships, man. Defense wins championships. And if you don't have that defense, you're playing 4-on-5 for the rest of that game.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But still, I mean, I'm taking a risk all day. We still got great defenders like Kyrie.
Is Kyrie that
Drawing
good of
a
a
blank
defender
now.
though?
Is Kyrie?
Yeah, he's quick.
I watched that finals. I mean, he played okay, but he didn't play great defense. Like what? Besides what was it?
And we
game
got
4?
PJ Washington, who's really good too. I'm drawing a blank on the players.
I like
Derek
who's the
Lively.
Derek
the-
Lively's really good.
Derek Lively. I
Daniel
really like him.
Gafford can get up and get some blocks.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan
Drawing
of
a
Derek
blank
Lively.
there, my bad.
He had what 5 blocks in that finals?
Yeah.
He had a bunch of blocks.
He's a
during
big
the playoffs.
change.
Yeah. You want to go on to the next question?
Yeah, I'd love to. So we got to my left a Mavs fan, to my right a Suns fan. So
Oh.
hey, we're gonna make the pick sides.
This is the last topic.
No, we still got a few more.
We still got like we got
Who's
2
the
more after
better
this.
basketball player,
Oh, this isn't even close.
Luka Doncic or Devin Booker? Wade, you've gone first the last few, so Wyatt, take it away.
It's gonna be Devin Booker. If you look at his situation, and I'm just talking career. I'm not talking about last season. I'm talking about career. The situation Devin Booker has been in is he got out of University of Kentucky of Wildcats, and he got drafted to a Suns team in what was it, 2016, 2018?
16 or 17.
You're making no sense right now.
But
I'll
hear me out.
fact check him.
Hear me out. That Suns team, I don't even remember what that roster was, other than the fact that Devin Booker was the star player. Because that team that year went like 40 and like 70. That is not a good season that year. And he dealt with that for like 3 years until the Suns organization brought in Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, and personally, I love this guy, Chris Paul.
Dude, he's old. He's so washed, dude.
No,
He's
no.
so washed. He's
But-
old.
Yes.
He's so old. The Suns
plays for
team
the
is
Spurs
so
now.
old. What are they going to do this year? Maybe make the playoffs and lose first round? Yes. That's what they've done the last couple years. And let me tell you this. Luka Doncic, again, is #1 in the world, I think. #1 player in the world. And also, let's talk about a year or 2 ago or 3 years ago. Luka had as much points as the Suns at halftime, dude. And we owned them. We were down 2-0. And we ended up coming back and winning it in 6 or 7. I don't remember.
I actually
Won it in Game 7.
I remember that.
Won it in
I
Game
remember that
7,
series.
but we
I'm-
own the Suns, and the Suns are too old. And Monty Williams isn't a great coach.
career-wise, Devin Booker has been through harder times than Luka.
No,
and
he
in
hasn't.
2020,
No, he hasn't.
I think Devin Booker won Western
The Mavs
Conference
have been
Finals
through a harder
MVP
time.
in 2020.
Luka and the Mavs have been through a harder time than D Book.
I can't.
They have.
No, they haven't.
They literally went to the finals last year.
So did the Suns in 2020, and we both thought, and the Suns and Mavs both lost that series. Really good series, and we were up 2-0, and we
I
ended
was
up
gonna say
losing.
the Suns were up 2-0, and then
Yeah,
ended up
but
It's because we
losing
kind of
4-7.
collapsed at home. We kind of collapsed at home in that
And I
series.
don't even know why you're a Suns fan.
I lived in the Valley for 6 years, Wade.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, that's great. I think this is going great so far. We're gonna have Dave.
Yeah, this is a
Dave take us
good
forward.
segment.
interesting debate so far.
I don't even know who's winning. It's pretty close.
No, it's not even close.
Well, I know who won. I know who won the last one. It's
Gonna have to agree.
Luka's the best.
Luka's
it's
a better
not
player
even.
than
It's
Devin.
not even close, dude.
No, man.
When yours won too.
It's not close.
All right,
Yes.
next question, Dave. Go for it.
Yeah. Let's talk Cowboys, guys. We got some Cowboy fans here, right?
I know
Wade's
Wade likes to
excited.
talk about the Cowboys.
Not me though. The rest of you guys.
Come on.
No, I'm a Vikings fan.
Minnesota.
I'm battling.
Sam, what do you think on
sickness
Sammy
today.
Darnold? Sammy
It's on
Darnold
the
right
gut,
now.
you know?
He made some
Unlike him.
bonehead decisions.
Bonehead decisions. He's 2-0 right now.
He's made some bonehead decisions, but other than that, he is a very solid player so far under Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, and they versus Texans next week, so I think
Yeah.
they got a shot at
A
that.
very good game.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, they definitely pulled the rug under
Francisco?
San Francisco, yeah, but that one,
People might think I might lose this segment, but just hold on.
Just hold on.
Yeah,
Just
this
hold
is
on.
All right,
it's a great
so what's the
question.
question?
I gotta ask the question. I gotta ask the question now, gentlemen. So let's talk about Dak more specifically. He's been on the Cowboys for a long
8 years.
time. Yeah, 8 years. He's won some Super Bowls.
He's not won any Super Bowls.
He hasn't.
The Cowboys have not been to the Super Bowl.
The
since
only
Oh.
time
1995.
Dak Prescott will ever go to the Super Bowl
thought he
is
did.
when Super Bowl 57 he got the Walter Payton Award. The only
All right.
time he will ever go to the Super Bowl.
Let me say this.
But hold on,
People
hold on,
might
Wade.
think I
Here's-
might.
Let's finish.
I gotta ask the
My bad.
question. The question is that for the past few years, Dak has not been doing so great in the postseason. He's been doing pretty good in the regular season. But is Dak the future? Should the Cowboys lose Dak or keep him?
People might think I'm really dumb for this one, but who else do you get in the quarterback market?
Rush?
You got to stay with Dak, I think. You just have to. I mean, he's giving you great stats. I know you want to win a Super Bowl. I know you do. But I think that's the coaching staff, too. McCarthy not having him ready to play. I mean, last year the Packers scored 48-something points. That's not Dak's fault.
And he threw a pick six in the first half, by the way.
Okay, still. It's the defense.
Still?
That's not the defense's fault.
No, but you were
six.
But you were saying
I think Dak can lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. That's a hot take. But we just need a better coaching staff.
Wait, you want to hear a little?
Ready.
You want to hear a little?
Mean, it's not his fault last week that Mike Zimmer didn't have the Cowboys defense ready. It's not his fault. It's not. And literally, we're out with some injuries too.
But this is about Dak Prescott.
Which
you
hurts.
want to hear a little fun fact?
We can't get stuck with Trey Lance. I mean, Trey Lance.
You still have Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush is terrible.
I don't know. He did good in 2022.
Cooper Rush should start over Dak?
No, not right now.
Are you saying Trey Lance should start over Dak?
Trey Lance did not have a good preseason performance. You guys watch that?
I did.
Dak
yeah,
is
he
one
looked-
of the best
not look good.
quarterbacks.
Because Dak is
in
our
the
only
league.
option right now.
You know what you saw last year. He was up for MVP race, and I think he could get up for MVP race again this year.
You want to hear?
The Saints are a really good team. But I think we bounced back against Baltimore. It was a fluke. Mike Zimmer has the defense ready. And I think we make it to the NFC Championship game. And McCarthy has the boys ready in the playoffs. And I don't think that's Dak's fault when McCarthy doesn't have him ready.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not his fault. It's not.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Okay, let's.
You want to hear a little fun fact? So we actually had a solar eclipse last year, which honestly was pretty cool. Posted out on my YouTube
That
channel.
was very cool.
And we had one in 2017. It was like it didn't hit us, but it was like somewhere in like Oregon or something in the United States. There's been the same amount of solar eclipses in the United States since 2017 than there have been Dak Prescott playoff wins. Dak Prescott playoff wins are a rare occurrence. And when you go back, you were talking about that Green Bay game. He threw.
Not his fault.
What do you mean it's not that fault? What do you mean it's not his fault? They were down 20. It was 24-0 at halftime.
It's a defense.
Sounds right.
That's not the defense's fault because he gave up 7 points in that half. So realistically, they only gave up 7 points that entire half. Dak Prescott watching that game. I took the game off after halftime. By the way, I was like, it's another Cowboys loss. We're just gonna go into next season. When you watch that first half, Dak Prescott was making immature decisions, throwing into triple coverage, again throwing a pick six. Dak Prescott has had 12 regular seasons for the past 3 seasons, and that's pretty good numbers. But playoffs, they were ranked second last year in seeding, and if they would have won that game, they would have had another home game against. I think it would have been the Buccaneers.
This might be a little off topic, but we could do those jet sweeps with CD and Brandon Cooks and.
Brandon Cooks did not jet sweep to save his life.
But
I'm sorry.
Still, CD and Brandon Cooks and Turpin.
Name the running game right now.
Could also be really dangerous by that.
Name the running game right now, Wade.
Zeke, Dowdle.
Do you trust any of them? Do you trust any of them to get 100-yard games?
No.
I don't know. The Cowboys, it's just so hard for the Cowboys to rebuild.
The thing is, who else do you get? Do you guys agree with me? Who else do you get?
In the
Who do you wanna
future,
get?
Dak Prescott
Shadir Sanders?
needs to get rid of. And unfortunately, he can't do that right now.
You can't get Shadir Sanders. You know why?
I'm not talking about
Because
Shadir
the Cowboys
Sanders.
are going to have an 11-6 and 12-5 season and have a horrible draft pick and do what they did, lose first or second round.
Draft Quinn Ewers?
You can't.
Yeah, you
He's
can.
gonna be like number 1 or number 2.
I don't know. He could,
Unless they get like a miraculous or miracle trade.
like the Buffalo Bills did last draft with Xavier Worthy. You think that's possible, Wade?
No. Cowboys wouldn't do that. With
I just think somewhere relative in the future, he can't do it right now because he just signed a gazillion-dollar contract for 4 years. But if you do get a better option, I think Dak Prescott, you need to walk.
What are the options? I don't even think Shadir Sanders will be good in the NFL.
There's not any.
He's shown negatives in college football.
The thing is, there's so many. You don't have any other options right now, Wade, and you're right. And that's so unfortunate
And that's
because
why I think I might have won this segment.
we're not talking about winning segments. We're talking about sports right now. And you and me are just having a general
competition,
conversation.
though.
It is
It's a little bit of a. It's a debate.
Yeah, just a little bit. And Wade's been Doing pretty
Wade's
good.
been doing good.
Unlike Dak in the postseason, though, you know.
Yeah, that's true. He is.
It's not up to me and Dave to decide.
Okay,
If y'all have
okay,
it, it tied 2-2 on the questions. We're
Okay.
gonna go into our rubber match tiebreaker, 5th question.
Dude, we shouldn't even be going into this.
But hey, we're gonna do it just in case. Question number 5.
I
Staying
have
in
no
the
clue about WNBA, by the way.
It's not
We're
the
not
WNBA.
ta-
It's not that-
we were not talking about WNBA.
Stay on topic. We're staying in the NFL. We're gonna talk in a more broad scope. You know, we're gonna talk about every team. Which division or which conference do you think is better, the AFC or NFC? Wyatt, again, take the floor.
AFC. Chiefs has won the last 3 Super Bowls. Comes from the AFC.
Last 2 Super Bowls.
I said 3. It's 3-peat. Oh wait, no, 2. But they've won 3.
They're going for a 3-peat.
Yeah, but they've won
Yeah.
3 out of the last 4 because the
I think
Rams
so.
had like a buffer. The Rams had a buffer year.
Yeah.
So for the last 3 out of 4 years, Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, come out of the AFC. If you watch the Pro Bowl, which obviously the Pro Bowl nowadays is like so bad. No, I didn't.
Pro
even
Bowl
watch the
sucks.
I
Who
know.
wants to watch the Pro Bowl?
No, but
Absolutely nobody.
Even the skills competition is dumb, dude.
But if you were to have like an actual game of Pro Bowls where you had the best stars of the best come and actually compete and want to actually try, I think the AFC wins because you have better quarterback talent in the AFC than you do the NFC. Plus, Bryce Young just got benched, so
This is a
better
little off topic.
better quarterback
A little
talent.
off topic.
Stay on
but
topic, Wade.
I feel like
I
you
hope-
go
You gotta
off
stay on
topic a
topic.
lot.
You have to stay on topic of the
Dolphins-
question, Wade.
Get rid of Tua. I hope Tua retires and Bryce Young.
Why do you want Tua to retire?
Dude, he needs to focus on his family.
He also needs to stop getting hit in the head.
Dude, he's got so many concussions.
It's
Alright,
not
let me
his
talk.
fault. That's not his fault though. Unfortunately, that's kind of the O-line's fault.
It's getting sad though.
That is a very sad topic.
But-
Let's stay focused on AFC or
Okay.
NFC, Wade.
But quarterback talent, AFC is better than NFC. I do think the running back talent in the AFC is better than the NFC.
Ooh.
What do you mean, ooh?
All right.
Okay. You talk about the running backs right now, Wade.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go AFC. You know why? Because
Thought you said NFC, Wade.
You said NFC
I'm gonna
earlier.
go with
We
the
were talking
AFC.
earlier.
Wait, we
We were talking earlier, and you said NFC.
Whoa. No, we can't switch up,
I'm gonna
Wade.
go with the
He just
AFC.
wants to go to a tie right now. He wants to go to a
Wade,
tiebreaker
we're
and
gonna
talk
go
about
to
the
the
Wait,
WNBA
if you
right
think
now.
you're supposed to
Because
win
you got
this
Patrick
segment,
Mahomes, and you also got the Chiefs, who are on a dynasty right now, who's on a three-peat, which they will three-peat.
Actually, we
And-
said earlier they're 3 out of the last 4. It's
and
not
the
a three-peat.
AFC has a lot of great players. So does the NFC. But
But wait,
AFC
you
is
said earlier
stacked
before
with
we went
so
on
many
the show
teams.
that
Let
you
me
said
finish.
NFC.
Let me finish. AFC is stacked with so many teams, and they're just really good this year. I think they have the edge over the NFC.
well, that
You wanna
was
go-
that was
you-
unexpected.
We got to go to the tiebreaker now. Because I know he has another side
Mr.
on this
Webster,
next
do we
one.
have time for a tiebreaker?
We do. Let's go. Let's go.
Are we
Alright.
doing the last one?
We're doing the last
Yeah.
one.
All right.
This one's
Wade,
be
you're gonna have to
cool.
care about the WNBA now.
Yeah, I don't think
topic.
this isn't going to be much of a
This is
of
gonna
a
be
debate.
a horrible
I
one.
used to
Yeah,
great
because
debate.
he knows he's
actually.
gonna lose. That's why.
No,
he agreed with me
the
on
last the last question isn't going to be much of a
I want
No, I
debate.
think it's gonna be a great debate.
It shouldn't
Yeah.
even
I
be
very
in a
enjoy this
tiebreaker right now. It shouldn't be.
I'm sure you know.
I've been destroying.
Yes, Wade had a little bit of truth. The WNBA has been a little irrelevant the past few years, but this year, I know myself. You know, I can't say that I've sat down and I've watched a game,
Who wants to sit
but I've
down
been
and
I've
watch
been
a
looking at it on
WNBA
Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, Caitlin Clark is cold. So, who do y'all think is better, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
It's gonna be Caitlin Clark. Like I have
You
the
think
stats.
Angel Reese is better?
I think Caitlin Clark is better.
Oh my!
It's because the only
You said
person
Angel
you ever
Reese
heard of is
before
Angel,
we came on the show.
Caitlin
Yes, you
Clark.
did.
Wait,
we
you
all
gotta
remember
stand
this.
on
We
this
all
better.
remember this. I remember him saying Angel
Yeah.
Reese. Before we always try to like come up with questions before this debate,
I'm
and
sorry.
we make sure we don't agree
I'm
on
not trying to
segments.
make this difficult, but Caitlin Clark is an insane shooter. No one can stop her, even if you have a hand in her face. I mean, people want to foul her, and people are so disrespectful for her.
Hey, can I ask you a
She's
question,
so
Wade?
good.
Can I ask you a question? What team does Caitlin Clark play for?
Indiana Fever.
Boom. And who does Angel Reese play for?
I don't know.
Oh, my.
Chicago Sky.
It's the Chicago Sky.
Yeah.
How many
Pay
teams
attention.
can you name, Wade? I'm just curious. How many
Yeah,
teams?
The
kinda
Wings,
like this
Chicago Sky,
Well, he didn't know that one.
Indiana
before.
Fever, the Lynx, Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah.
That's it. See, I just think this is. I'm
4
gonna
out of
look
12.
really dumb in this segment because I don't watch WNBA.
I disagree, Wade. I think
I'm just saying, I just think she's a great shooter. And, yeah, she's going to make the Indiana Fever really good one day.
They made the playoffs, by the way. In Indiana Fever, nearly made the playoffs at 20-20. So
Good
yeah,
for
and
them.
that's why.
Well, I think that'll wrap up our debate. This is a debate, so they are allowed to agree, unfortunately. I know we want to see them argue about sports, but
I mean, they did
yeah, but we got the hang
zone.
zone. We got the
They
hang
did a
zone
lot of
next.
arguing.
We got the hang zone.
we do.
Yeah.
We have the Hang Zone coming up next for you. I was happy to be here. Y'all let us know who y'all think won the debate.
Welcome to the Hang Zone. We're back at it again with the most W segment possibly never grace this podcast.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's one of the best of the best. You love it. I love it. They love it. We all love it. You know, type action. So we're coming at you with another banger.
We've got a
This time,
we got a new
right?
new anchor.
Oh, new anchor. I'm so sorry. Didn't see him right
Almost
next
forgot
to me.
about me.
Yeah,
I know he's
almost
little,
did.
but you got to introduce him, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead. This is Braden Byers. Government name, of course.
Braden
He
O'Neal
was
Byers,
originally
government name.
on our Olympic segment that crashed and burned.
Had to scrap it.
We
Absolutely
had to
terrible.
scrap it. Didn't really work out. But he's back for redemption.
I'm back for redemption.
He's back to get his seat, his throne back on the podcast.
He's getting his get back.
Get my get back.
How do you feel, Byron? How do you feel?
Amazing. I'm ready to get this going.
Ready to get going? All right.
We got a couple that beat fast food employees over some chicken nuggets. I think Byers has got this one.
Big nuggets.
A couple faces charges after trashing a Burger King in Arizona, challenging employees to fight over the wait time in the parking lot over some chicken nuggets.
That's diabolical.
What
44
restaurant? What establishment was
Burger
that?
King,
It
the
would be a Burger
worst
King. It
fast
would be
food
Burger King.
restaurant in the nation.
That's a little bit slanderous.
No,
but
it is honestly
A
the
little bit
worst.
slanderous.
44 years old fighting over chicken nuggets. It says the worker threw the cup at the work. When the worker threw the cup at Ross, their car pulled over and went into the store. And Tavarius reportedly told the employee to clock out so they could throw hands. And Tavarius was also allegedly threw a glass cookie display at one of the employees. So there goes all the cookies at Burger King. So I've never had a
King's
Burger
not good
King cookie.
anyway. Burger King's a mediocre restaurant.
They might have deserved it.
Do you like Burger King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Burger King's really mediocre. They ain't really got nothing going on. They ain't got nothing special. I do have a story time, if we can really just get off topic real fast. Right? I can relate to that. Because peep game, right? I have my boy Jonathan Gerber, right?
Gerber.
He would take my cans at freshman lunch, and I was still drinking my soda or whatever I had in them, and he would crush them. He kept crushing my cans. So one day, we're
Were you
out.
drinking it?
Yeah, I was drinking them.
Like in the middle of drinking it, just
No, not in the middle of drinking, but I would set it down, and he would just be like, "Ugh."
Jonathan Gerber,
Just crush my hand.
known menace.
Just no mess in his time. You go to McDonald's, he gets his McNuggets. His nuggets took at least 20, 30 minutes just for a 6-piece. Mind you, that was all the money Jonathan had at that time.
All honestly.
And so I started sitting there, recapping, thinking, hey, Jonathan done smashed all my cans, all my sodas, with all the money that I spent on. I smashed his nuggets. He ended up taking the barbecue sauce, right? The tangy barbecue sauce. He opened it up and he threw it at me, and then he threw the nuggets at me. We're just gonna look past that though. I love you, Jonathan. That's my boy. I'm still glad I crushed your nuggets though. You're good. Keep it moving.
Yeah, this couple, 44 years old, arguing over some chicken nuggets at a fast food restaurant.
That is
They
crazy
look
work.
pretty rough. How angry would you have been throughout the day just to get super pressed over some chicken nuggets?
I mean,
Wait, hold on.
you would have had to have something real bad happen. in the
Somebody
morning.
must have
Kind of got fired.
stabbed
I
your
mean,
tire, got fired.
You know those days where you're not having a good morning, and then during the day, little things make you mad. You know what I'm talking about? They probably both had one of those days. They went to Burger King and were like, "Give me a 6-piece."
Oh, I'm gonna get me some
Well,
nuggets.
you went to Burger King. They got the same type of service as Popeyes. Come on now. It's
I
just
would
the
be,
same thing.
I'd be angry too if I went to Burger King.
Good night, son. These nuggets are taking too long.
It's the same thing. They got the same type of people, the same type of service. You're getting the same thing when you go to both establishments. Keep it pushing. What's next?
All right, next we have a teen that topples a porta potty with mother and 4-year-old inside, trapping them in feces and bodily fluids. A teenager allegedly toppled over a porta potty at New Hampshire Park, covering the mother and the 4-year-old daughter inside with filth. Witnesses told police that the teenager had been arguing with the mother near the porta potty until she went inside to assist her daughter. That's crazy work.
How you gonna get body checked inside of
that's a
porta potty?
complete menace.
Inside of a porta potty.
I would
Honestly, it's on my bucket list.
I would feel sick
On my bucket list.
What?
with people inside or no.
At least one of my friends.
Oh, that's
At
crazy.
least one of my friends.
Y'all ain't friends after that.
Yes, we are. We would
No, absolutely
yes,
not.
we would.
Absolutely
The
not.
amount of
Beefing.
stuff that they've
Absolutely
done
not.
to me and to other people, we would. We would still be
Sean, I don't know
friends.
what type of friends you have, but if somebody did that to me, we are no longer friends after that.
I don't know, man.
It says it landed on the door, so they
They
were
couldn't get out.
trapped
They were
in there.
trapped.
They were trapped inside of the porta
I
potty.
would never feel clean ever again. I'd have to take like 80 showers the same day.
Yeah, there's actually some pretty nasty chemicals in there.
More than just chemicals. I mean, I don't want to say it, but
All sorts of-
that can't be good.
What's next?
The last story that we have, you might remember from season one of the very first hang zones we ever did together. We had a story over Chiefsaholic, right? This dude's a known menace. He has recently been sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison following his string of bank robberies. He was sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison in federal court over 6 relations to a string of bank robberies. Babadar, this is, what's his first name? Connor?
I don't know.
Yeah, Babadar
Chiefsaholic.
had previously pled guilty in February to 3 charges, 1 count each of money laundering, transporting stolen property across state line, and bank robbery in Oklahoma. He also robbed several banks in Kansas City. He could have faced as much as 50 years in prison, but he pled guilty to the 3 charges and they dropped the rest of them.
And it says he placed bets on Patrick Mahomes before the season winning Super Bowl MVP, which he did hit on, but sadly, he does not get
launder
the
that
money.
He did get the money. It cashed out to $100,000.
He cashed out, but in the end of the day, he got
They ended up
arrested
taking
and
the
they
money
took
from
all
him
the
'cause
money
they were
away.
like, nah, you can't do that.
He was living the
wild.
life for a minute, though. Chiefs winning the
He
Super
was.
Bowl, making tons of money by bank robberies. Now
I
he's in
mean,
jail.
he's not even going to see the end of the Chiefs dynasty. He will not see the end of the Chiefs dynasty.
Maybe the officers will like update him on how the Chiefs are doing.
Or they could just be playing games with him and say,
They got
yeah,
TVs in
Mahomes, they
there.
cut Mahomes.
They might have them like.
They released
wouldn't believe
Mahomes.
him.
Game on.
They released Mahomes.
Yeah, they got like the ancient
Travis Kelce
TVs,
retired. He's done.
ancient TVs in the prison.
I don't even know if they have TVs in prison, do they? They do?
Some of them do.
I'll be watching like the prison documentaries, or like when they send a person to like prison for, like a certain amount of time. Be watching them. They got TVs like little like chow halls or something like that. Yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I ain't never been to the pen. I don't want to be.
But in April, an Oklahoma judge ordered that Babadar would have to pay $10.8 million to Peyton Garcia, a former bank teller that he threatened at gunpoint during a December 2022 robbery. Babadar owes $3.6 million for physically assaulting Garcia and another $7.2 million in punitive damages. Babadar is also being forced to surrender a signed painting of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes that was recovered by the FBI. No.
I would personally be held at gunpoint to get $10.8 million.
I would too. That's a free
I would take a bullet.
bag.
I would take a bullet too if I would survive. Only if.
It's a free bag.
Now he doesn't even have to be a bank teller anymore. He can
my
retire
God.
on the spot.
You can retire right there.
That was one of the best days of life. But also the
It's going to be a
worst.
while before he sees that money, though. It'll still be a bank teller for a while. For a
How
minute.
long is he in there? How long is he in there for?
He's in for $17.5 million, but obviously he doesn't have $10.8 million to give this guy.
Yeah.
So he will likely file bankruptcy, and Homeboy will never see that money ever.
No.
Most likely.
Probably won't. Hey,
Maybe a little bit.
But if he predicted that Patrick Mahomes for to win MVP, he can probably do it with somebody else in the future.
That's true.
If he ever
Win that
gets
right
out.
now.
Derek Carr kind of going nuclear right now.
If he ever
Come on
goes
now.
out.
Come on now. Marcel
Sam
Reed.
Darnold?
Marcel Reed.
Sam Darnold
You
going
saw what
nuclear
Sean
for the
Dool
Vikings.
say? That's what I'm-
Trash.
I guess.
All right, bro.
Anyway, what else do we have?
That's uncalled for.
I think that's the last story we got, Sean.
Well, I think that's about it here on Hang Zone. You know, once again, probably the best segment on the podcast, hands down. I'll put money on it.
In the
I'll put
next.
$20 on it. That'll be the best segment out here. Are we out here? Come out here, and dominate. Well, we're gonna
Byers
kick
hoping
it
to be a
off.
mainstay after this performance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Byers
Hopefully
might
got
see
my
a little,
get back.
might see a little bit more screen time. Maybe like 2 extra minutes. You know, we're gonna cut it here and just let y'all get in there. Woo! What a hot debate.
Look,
What a hot dog. Stevie.
I'll say this.
B-Rob thinks I did really good.
I'll say this. I want to make it very clear. I did not lose to Wade today. Wade, you did not beat me. But
beat you
you
one
did.
time.
You did beat Wyatt today.
I
Wade.
did, dude.
Did.
And you know what?
Wyatt.
Wyatt brought some good facts. He did.
Yeah.
He brought. He went down swinging. But God dang it, I hate to admit it. I hate to admit it. It pains me. It pains me. But I think Wade barely squeezed by on this one.
Yep.
Barely.
I think Wade got it.
It's really because Wyatt said that Devin Booker was better.
Dude, it's because I
was
said that
so
Luca
good.
is better than D-Book. And it's not even close.
Just sounds like he's salty.
Yeah, I just
I just thought that Wade deserved to be on here.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
winning.
Wade earned
He
himself a
came
spot.
prepared. He did his research. He did his homework. So
Wade, now that you've won your first debate in like 2
Now I can
years,
do Wade v. Beckham.
What is next for Wade Price? What are you thinking? What's on your mind? What are the next steps? Please stay seated.
I'm going to get my revenge and beat Beckham Robinson next segment. Give me B-Rob! Yeah. B-Rob! Sit down and let's have a segment. I am ready to get revenge. Let's go.
We'll see what happens in the future.
All right. I think the stage is set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That looks pretty good to
I
me.
think you have
we
to
need to have
go
a face
out,
off
be
and
like,
everything.
Yeah, we're gonna have a face-off, some interviews before, you know.
Post game
Fighting out of the blue.
what you're feeling.
We're gonna have a weigh-in. Are we gonna have a weigh-in?
Yeah,
Wade.
Mr. Westford like that one.
What do you
Well-
think Wade's stats are for that?
Wade's stats.
119 pounds. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Well, look, another great episode. That's what we do. We produce and we rinse and repeat. That's what we do on the Fear the Spirit podcast. Sean, do your thing, big dog.
Well, I think that's going to cut it. W segments, W weekend. It's a lovely Friday. Coming off of a win. Musical chair champion.
Sir.
And Wade Price stands victorious, ready and challenged Beckham Robinson as Wyatt takes his salty defeat and cries like a little baby home to mommy. In case you don't see us on the Fear the Spirit
love you, Wyatt.
podcast, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.